what's the feeling here? You know, just being in your first big league camp.
Yeah.
Just coming off of last year. Tell us how you're.
It's definitely exciting. A lot different than the last couple of years, but exciting to meet all the new guys and then build on the relationships that left from last year.
How does it feel different? Like, describe for us what's the difference between the two.
Just less people in here, more eyes on you, get in, get out, type of stuff. Get your work in, and just more resources to get better.
What was your focus over the offseason after such a great rookie year?
Yeah, same thing as last offseason. Just continue to take care of my arm and try to be as healthy as I can and try to make it through another full season and have as much output as I can.
How did you feel after last season, after pitching so many more innings than you'd ever pitched in a year? Did you still feel good at the end?
I mean, I was doing it. Like it was. I threw over 100 innings more than the season prior. Every time my name was called, I went out and threw, and I got it done. And that's all that I was really proud of that.
So you're looking forward to maybe feeling a little better, being more prepared for that this time around?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that I wasn't feeling good because I was. I was feeling fine, but just having another year under my belt after Tommy John is definitely going to be a good feeling.
Where do you feel like you've grown the most in the last year?
Just my preparation, for sure. You kind of learn what you need to do every day, whether it's day after pitching, day of pitching, bullpen day. A lot of guys who have done this for a long time who help you out along the way as well.
How's it been to see Spencer's progression to getting back to where he's ideally going to be here in a couple weeks?
Yeah, I spent some time with him this offseason, and he's one of the hardest workers that we've all seen. He gets his job, he gets everything done, shows up early, leaves late. But watching him throw bullpens, you can definitely see him get his little spark back, and it's really fun to watch.
I feel like talking to you is almost like talking to him about pitching. Like it seems like you guys sort of think analytically. Has it been kind of fun talking to him about some of that stuff?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he kind of gets a little bit more deep into it, for sure. But he knows a lot about mechanics and how he needs to move, and it's really fun to kind of pick his brain on why he does certain things, for sure.
Last year, starting off in the minor leagues, and now this season, you're 2 lockers down from Chris Sale.
Yeah.
You're right here among the top of the rotation. You're going into 2025. Could you have pictured something like this last year?
Yeah, I mean, this is where I expected to be. This is where I wanted to be. This was my goal. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I didn't expect it because this is what I wanted. But as that, saying that, it's really you got to cherish these moments, that we have, and stay healthy and do everything that we can to be good teammates for each other.
With spending time with Strider and looking at those mechanics, what did you learn the most from that experience?
Yeah, just kind of doing what's right for your body. There's different pitchers, people move differently, and he has much more mobility than I do, but just like learning the type of drills that he does to get himself into different positions definitely helps you out a lot, and just talking to just honestly everybody, because you have one guy who might get deeper into his legs, one guy who tries to get down closer to home plate, one guy who stays tall, one guy who stays low. So it's kind of just asking questions and understanding what works for you, and just going to your bullpen and trying different things to be a better version of yourself.
Was there one time this winter where you kind of said, I can't believe that happened? I mean, in terms, I know you said you wanted to be here, but to not only be here and to throw 100 innings more than you had, and to have that success, and to really end it with one of your best starts.
Yeah.
I mean, how satisfying was it?
Definitely satisfying. I'd go home for the first 2 or 3 weeks that I was in the MLB, and I'd tell my wife, like, this is unreal. Like, this is everything that I dreamed of, and I'm just so happy that I'm living my dream out. And when I started to throw more innings, throw more games, I started to get a little bit more comfortable, and it just kind of became part of my daily task, daily routine, just to go to the field and just play baseball again. Like it was the first couple starts were definitely a little nerve-wracking and a little sped up for my liking. I I don't like to be moving too fast for sure on the mound, but definitely got more comfortable and definitely satisfied with how it went.
How's it feel to be competing right out the gate for a starting spot in the rotation?
Yeah, it definitely feels good. I got my chance last year because there was injuries, and I know that I have to come out here every day and earn my job.
And how can you prove that? How can you prove that you belong?
I don't like to have like performance goals, but just coming out here and working hard and showing that I belong. Like whether that's looking like I belong, or just having that professionalism in my bullpens. Like, I can be trusted and throwing strikes, and that's what people look for: throwing strikes, hammering the zone.
When you kind of reflected on last year, how much of a point of pride was it? Like your numbers, how well you pitched against the teams that eventually made the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. It's definitely something that you look at. I'm trying to get to that point where I kind of have that juice for every single game, which I'm a little upset with myself for that. Like, you face the Mets, the Dodgers, the Phillies, those teams, and it's like you feel a little extra, but I want to feel that every game, So that's kind of where I'm trying to get to this next year.
You mentioned that you've always had that expectation that you were going to be here, that it's not a surprise. That's not necessarily the case for a lot of people who grow up in northern Michigan.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, when does that begin? Like, at what point in your development from Little League to here, does it start to feel like an expectation and not a dream?
So, when I was a kid, I expected to be playing shortstop at this level, and then once I started getting older, and up until probably 3-4 years ago, I realized I'm not good enough to hit. So, but yeah, when I was a kid, I always threw really hard. Played on a really, really great travel ball organization that gave us really good opportunities to play against the best players, best teams, and ultimately that's what drove me to being as good as I am and expecting to be great, because I surrounded myself with great people.
Spencer, you guys got a lot of young guys coming up trying to earn their way into this rotation. Do you see any of some of those guys being the next you? I know that's kind of a tough question to ask, but like guys who could get their chance here this season.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Like, and they tell us this all the time. Like, we will use everybody. You never know. Like, you could use 30 pitchers in a season, and we have a lot of guys who are ready to go, and whether it's relievers, starters, or starters who might have to relieve, or relievers who might have to start. It's like everyone is going to be ready when that time comes, and we have a lot of young guys who have so much talent and work so hard that I wouldn't be surprised if they came up here and were really successful.
How would you describe this rotation when Strider is back and you guys are full strength?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you guys saw last year. We have a lot of really good pitchers, top to bottom, and Sale, Cy Young, Strider, Cy Young candidate, Ronaldo Lopez, really, really good last year. And then you got guys, me, Holmes, Ian Anderson, AJ Smith-Stronger, Person Waldrop, like Dylan Dodd, like guys who have had time and know that they can succeed, and it's really special that we have this group.
I thought it was interesting when Lopez said that Chris Sale kind of set the standard, and then you guys would kind of compete to match what he was putting out there. How did that kind of work during the season, watching what he was doing and being able to perform yourself?
Yeah, I say this all the time about Chris. You know exactly what you're going to get when he goes out on the mound, and that is not easy to do, and we try and emulate that every time we go out, because it's when your teammates can feel the consistency, like they know, oh, when he's on the mound, we're gonna get this. We're gonna have a good game, a quick game. We're gonna always be in the game to score runs, and that's having that from him is really good for like young pitcher like I was last year, and just seeing that and just go follow him.
We were talking to Alex yesterday. He mentioned you as one of the rotation spots that's locked up. I'm sure that's probably nice to hear, but as a competitor, how do you kind of keep that out of mind and not really take any day for granted?
Yeah, I mean, to my knowledge, there's no spot that's completely locked up, and I'll always be that way. You just gotta earn everything, and I'll go every day thinking that.
We also talked to Profile yesterday. He said your stuff was nasty.
Yeah, it was fun facing that team. He's definitely really hard at bat for sure.
What makes him so tough? I mean, guys always talk about how he kind of really never gives in.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, their approach last year with the Padres was like they didn't chase much, and you definitely saw that from him. Didn't chase much, didn't swing and miss much. It was like, how can I almost have him get himself out? You know, as a type of hitter like that who I might not have the stuff to beat him. So just trying to get inside, outside, under, like just trying to get him to get himself out.
Anything else for Spencer?
Thank you,
Okay,
Spencer.
thank you so much.